Welcome back to Lions Den Investments and Reviews. My name is Casey. In today's video, I just want to go over some technical analysis on Bitcoin. We'll look at Ethereum as well, and then I'm going to cover THETA and Tfuel, let you know where we're there as well. And then I'll go into some articles because we got some big news coming up here. We got stimulus checks rolling out here over the next week, and a lot of experts and market analysis that's taking place. People are saying that we're expecting possibly $40 billion coming into the crypto market here. So I'll kind of paint a picture for you where I think prices could be heading here in the not so distant future. So let's get this rolling here. For Bitcoin right now, I'm just sticking with daily charts today, guys. I'm not going to zoom in on these smaller time frames because I want to see what's going on in the bigger picture here. Bitcoin has retraced from $61,687. We came down to a low here and wicked out at about 53,060, and then we got a good amount of buyers coming in. Volume's not too good there for the sellers, but we did have a lot of buyers pushing it up. Okay, this is a good sign because what it does is it kind of gives you an idea where the support is. And if I draw a line right here, you can see we had this big candle down, which was acting as resistance, and we went ahead and flipped that resistance into support. So I've got our support drawn out here right about $54,200, $54,300, and I think that's where your support is right now. So we'll bottom out, and then I would expect possibly that we pull a double bottom here. You can see from here we're forming another cup and handle. We're going up, and then we're going to retrace, and then we shoot back up. But that's what I'm expecting on Bitcoin, is that we find our support right here, and then we head higher. Now, some of the prices they're talking about right now on Bitcoin can take us up to about 100,000. It of course is purely speculative in nature, so we don't know for sure that the prices are going to go that direction. But from the looks of it, long term, looking at the weekly chart on Bitcoin, I would expect, with people getting their stimulus checks coming in, that some of these people are going to start putting their money over into safe haven assets like Bitcoin, which would be the digital gold in today's society. And with that being said, $40 billion would push the price of Bitcoin on up quite a ways further. I would say like at least 75 to 80,000. Now, don't take my words on that because this isn't financial advice. I'm not an expert here, but I do follow the markets closely enough to understand how they work, and that probability or the odds of that happening are pretty high, I would say. So let's go to Ethereum, because Ethereum really hasn't been doing a whole lot either. Bitcoin's been moving 10 times more than Ethereum over the past like 3 or 4 months. So right now we got an MACD crossover on the daily for the Ethereum, and Ethereum, it could come back down here, but we do have, if we go with the trend line on the RSI, we do have upward movement here. So we're kind of just riding this RSI support, heading higher. So I would suspect, if you look at the volume has been on a downward trend, and if we break that volume with higher volume of buyers coming in over the next week, you can expect that Ethereum is going to move higher as well, which would then take the rest of your altcoin market with it. Okay, so that's Ethereum. We got resistance right now on Ethereum right here at the top at about $1,990. So if we can break through that, I'm going to get rid of this support line. If we can break through that, we could head a lot higher. And guys, a lot of people were saying Ethereum should hit like $2,500, $3,000, and this was like a few months back. A lot of people got that wrong, simply because Ethereum was going through a lot of changes, right, on their protocols. And I covered that in the last video, so if you're not familiar with what EIP 1559 is, go back somewhere, clicking in the somewhere on the top of the video here for the link to my previous video where I explain that. So that's Ethereum. You know, and like I said, we got to watch and see if we get rejected up here at about 1989. Because if we get rejected, we could come back down, and we're playing in this range zone with a support level of 1,272. Going back to Bitcoin, just to show you where we would be with support levels there. Let's see here. And guys, if you hear like some jangling noise in the background, that's my dog. These dogs have allergies, so they're extremely loud. They like to cough and carry on. But if you hear anything in the background, that's what that is. So I apologize. So we've got some support here on Bitcoin, guys. It looks like if we came back down and we broke this weekly support, I would be looking at support around $43,343. Okay, moving on to Theta. Let's take a look at Theta real quick. Theta topped out here at about $8, and right now we're kind of going sideways, so I'm expecting the prices to come back down still because we did go pretty much parabolic on Theta. The RSI is still overextended around 75. We came down from like 85, 86 on the RSI, so there's still room for us to come back down. If we do, like I was saying, I'm expecting this to come down to about 519, and if we go lower, we could bottom out here at about 377. Okay, so keep your eye on Theta, because again, if we get this 40 billion going into Bitcoin, it's going to trickle on down into Ethereum and take these other prices with it. I would expect that you could probably see Theta and Tfuel go parabolic once again, and then you're looking at prices. My projected targets would be like around like $10 or $11 on Theta, and then same with Tfuel. Tfuel peaked out here close to 50 cents. We've got downward trend going right there, so we're getting rejected right now, right here at about 36.4, 36.5 cents. We wicked out right around 39 cents and came back down. So again, kind of the same story here as what you're seeing with Theta. If we cross back over on the MACD, we're starting to lose some strength on the buying coming in, so I could see us coming back down here to a support of about 24 cents and then bouncing around in a zone with an all-time low support of around 13.5 cents. Not saying we're going to go there, but if we did, those would be the price targets in the range zone that I'll be looking at for potential buys. But then again, like I was just saying, if that 40 billion comes in on stimulus, you're going to get Tfuel and Theta going much higher. Okay, and where those prices could go, nobody really knows, because again, we're in price discovery here. With Tfuel, I've got the fib retracement charts going, and I mean, you could see us go to 57 cents. You could top out here at about 80. We could go even up to $1, or over that on Tfuel, and the potential for that happening is very, very great, due to the fact that because of its technology, you're going to get like you're going to get a bidding war taking place from corporations trying to offload bandwidth from data centers for live streaming video, like I've been talking about in some of my previous videos. If you're not familiar with the technology, simply subscribe to the channel. Go back, watch some of the videos, because I talk about Tfuel and Theta quite a bit, and the technology that they offer. Speaking of the technology, just another Theta announcement here. Theta guys came out and made an announcement today on their second patent. Okay, and their second patent deals with the blockchain financial transactions taking place on live streaming video. So that's big news too, and I would expect with that kind of news, more coming out on Tfuel and Theta, you might not see the prices come down to where I was talking about here. We might just stay where we're at and head higher. So something to look, pay attention to. Moving on to the news though, guys. So they're talking about here in this article with Crypto Briefing, Bitcoin and Ethereum may recover with strong support, and part of the reason why I actually believe this is true is because of what I was just saying with the stimulus checks coming out. Okay, you had the CME futures market with the big boys trying to press the price down through the CME gap. Okay, and it all deals with future prices. But what they did is, when you saw the sell off in Bitcoin, they were trying to close that gap on the CME futures, and there's a lot of selling options that take place, short calls, basically on the Bitcoin price, and it brings the Bitcoin price down. And isn't it ironic, that the timing for that is perfect because they're able to come in and buy up on these lower prices on Bitcoin, okay, and then they can capitalize on this move up when people start bringing their stimulus checks into the crypto industry. So it's going to favor the strong hands here with the big banks. But it kind of aligns with this title here as well. And it goes back to the support that I was talking about with on Bitcoin, somewhere right around 54, 55,000. So I think we've hit some support there, and we're going to be heading higher. Here's the next article. Survey says Americans could spend up to $40 billion from stimulus on Bitcoin. Like I was just saying. What I find funny about this, though, is look at this picture. Doesn't this remind you of what you would have seen in the newspapers, say back during the, I don't know, the Great Depression? You had people holding their hands out, and just imagine this picture in a newspaper back in 1929. Instead of it being Bitcoin, it would have been, gold bars. So I like the picture and the image there and what it represents, and I thought I would cover this as well because it kind of ties right into this video with what I was talking about with the $40 billion. That's where I was getting my number from. They're saying more than 60% of the respondents said they would choose to invest their $1,400 checks in Bitcoin over stocks. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description for this so you can read over it. I don't want to waste your time going through and actually reading the article, but yeah, that's exciting news. Last article here. Okay, I was talking about how Ethereum's been kind of lagging behind Bitcoin, right? And it has to do with these EIP protocols with 1559. They're moving over from proof of work to proof of stake, and then they plan on rolling out a multi-phase plan which would implement sharding on the back end for the miners, okay, which helps speed up your transaction times. And then, what happened was the miners were getting angry because they were talking about burning Ethereum as part of their reward for confirming transactions on the blockchain for Ethereum. So what they did is they were talking about rolling out a strike or doing a 51% attack on the Ethereum network, and I think they realized pretty quick that that might be a big mistake because you're fighting Ethereum and the fact that Vitalik Buterin here is moving forward whether they like it or not with the change and rollover to proof of stake versus proof of work. And I think what it's doing is just speeding up the process for that to all be implemented and rolled out on the Ethereum blockchain. They've already began phase 0, okay, and I think there's like 2 or 3 different phases to it, but this would help speed it up. And Buterin basically here is saying he's hoping to strategize against an Ethereum 51% attack possibility. So he talks about the EIP 1559, a proposal meant to combat the network's rising transaction fees, expected to take effect in July of this year. The move would send a part of every transaction fee to the Ethereum network itself. Ether allocated in this manner would then be burned, reducing the number of coins in circulation, like what I was just talking about. This change would also just decrease the amount of rewards going to the network's miners, and this is what is leading to this whole protest or strike, against the Ethereum network that the miners were talking about. But like clockwork, the Ethereum community has quickly organized potential solutions to this possible 51% attack. With Vitalik leading the charge, a blog post from Status said on March 12th, pointing towards the framework written by Buterin, Vitalik describes how Ethereum can perform a quick merge by rapidly moving from proof of work to proof of stake with limited changes required to the Ethereum clients. Okay, a miner known as Bits Be Trippin', Pretty interesting name there. Bits be tripping. I like that. He commented during a March 9th YouTube video that part of the risk display here is not to attack the network, it's to show that forced projection is possible. Ethereum 2.0 is a scaling effort that looks to take the network from proof of work, or from proof of work to a proof of stake, mining consensus, and an endeavor that has been in the works for years, right? So they've been talking about doing this and planning this for years now. So it's pretty interesting to see what's happening there. I think that's honestly because all that. That's why you haven't seen the price of Ethereum moving like it normally would. I still think because of the technology in Ethereum and what it has to offer, you are going to see it. You know, it's going to skyrocket. I mean, it's still. I think it's gonna have a late start, but when it starts moving, guys, you're going to see it potentially 10x from where it's at. I mean, very easily it could do that, especially because it gave birth to the whole decentralized finance market, and you've got a lot of money coming into the decentralized finance market, which rides on Ethereum blockchain. If it wasn't for the Ethereum blockchain, none of those would exist, you know, as far as projects. So it's extremely bullish for Ethereum. And if you guys are bullish on Ethereum, hit the like button. Let me know. If you like the content in the video, again, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn more about blockchain, you're just getting into this, and let's say you're somebody with waiting on your $1,400 stimulus check, and you want to get into cryptos, go over to my website, academyofcrypto.com. Okay, and it's in the link in the description here below. I'll leave it there for you. But go to my website, and from there I teach you about blockchain. There's some videos you can watch, and then if you go to my courses, I have a beginner's fast track course with a series of videos that show you how to get into buying your first Bitcoin or your first Ethereum, and I take you kind of through a fast track setup process so that you can get started investing in cryptos. But with that said, guys, hope you guys are having a great day. And remember, these markets are volatile. They're going to go both up and down. And the strong hands are going to try to shake the weak hands. But in the end, it's like Warren Buffett always says, the transfer of wealth. Okay, it goes from basically it's transferred from the impatient to the patient. Okay, so you have to be patient if you want this transfer of wealth to happen in favor of you. Okay, so hold on, hodl. If you don't feel comfortable with day trading, just go ahead and hodl. And remember, fear nothing, my friends. Okay, have a great day, and until next time, I will talk to you later.